All right, hello friends, and welcome to a new vlog on my channel. So this vlog I actually recorded for months ago. This vlog occurred in April. It's currently July as I am recording this. I had a little bit at the end where I was thinking about doing a voiceover for some stuff, and so I put this entire edit to the side while I was waiting to do that voiceover, and then I never did. I just kept putting it off, and now I'm like, it's been months. Get the damn video out. It's all done. You just have to do this one tiny thing. So hi, here I am, about to record for that one tiny thing. I wanted to give you a little bit of a look into this editing process though, because it is things that happened months ago. I didn't want you to watch this and be like, why are we just now doing this? What is this from? So just letting you know before you hop in, a lot of this content is from April. It's been a little bit, but I wanted to bring out the video anyway because it's 99% edited. Just finished the final edit, my goodness. So this week, starting out, we are a little bit stressed. It's currently Friday at 6:30 something p.m. and I've been a little stressed about all the things that I've needed to do since last night. I was sitting here just kind of being like, oh gosh, thinking in my head all of the things. I did my bullet journal kind of for the week. I only put half the things that I'm thinking of down here, and this is actually more than a week's worth of journaling, but put down some things, especially for the YouTube channels, so I'm good there. But crochet wise, my goodness. So I have been working on this balloon dog today. This is what we have of it so far. Brown is an interesting color because it's really reminiscent of sausage, and so it kind of looks more like sausage links. I do think that this is not quite the correct shade of brown for that sort of imagery, but it was specified latte color, and this is literally the color latte. So I've been working on that all day. Then I need to do 3 sparrows, as I talked about last week. I need to restock the physical store, get some new stuff for there, and then also I got 2 orders today online. 2 separate orders, which is wild and crazy to me because, as I've said in previous vlogs, I don't pay as much attention to marketing the online store, the website, as I should. And I also just started the entire business recently, a few months ago, and so this is our first day of having multiple orders, even though it's only 2, and that's wild to me. But then also both of these orders contain multiple items, and because I have the physical store as well, I don't keep much stock with me. I have the mystery boxes stock, and that's pretty much it. That's really the only thing that I can think of that I have here. So every order that I get online, I have to make that and then send it out. So on top of all this stuff that I was just saying, the balloon dog, the 3 sparrows, the stuff for the physical store, restocking that, I also now have 2 dinos. I have a sunflower bag, but I just recently got them back from the store because I was like, oh, I didn't take pictures of them and post them online, so I have that. A mystery box, which I need just to pack up, and that's fine. A jellyfish and 2 bees. And that's a lot. But one thing that I just kind of realized, which is nice, is that this dog, balloon dog, and also these 3 sparrows are for a in-person order, I guess you could say. I know the people, and I know that they are out of town this week, so I could put these off. save them for next week because they're not going to be here this week anyway. And so I can put that to the side. So really all we need to focus on right now is those 2 dinos, the sunflower bag, mystery box, 2 bees, and a jellyfish. Which is still a lot, but it is a lot more manageable. I think I'm going to work on that mystery box, jellyfish, 2 bees order first, because the 2 dinos and sunflower order is from one of my friends who saw the sunflower bags online and was like, I want one. Give it to me. And I feel like she is cool with waiting a little bit. I do want to get them out in a timely manner, but she's a little bit more, she won't get frustrated with me if she has to wait a while. As well, today I also got some new packaging materials and things. I'm almost out of mystery boxes. I have 3 left, so I got more of those, just the boxes. I got the medium-sized boxes that I've been talking about for a while. I ended up ordering 9x6s. So I have the 4x4s, I'll have 9x6s, and 12x9s. So hopefully that's good. And then I also ordered some tissue paper to make it look a little bit better, because one thing that I've noticed with the orders that I've been sending out recently is it kind of looks bleh. It's just a box, and then I put the items in. And to be fair, I do write a thank you note, and I try to make it look kind of pretty. I have decorative tape that, depending on what you ordered, I'll tape it differently. Somebody had ordered a bee bag, and so I put honeycomb tape in the box. Somebody ordered some bunnies and stuff near Easter time, so I put Easter themed tape in the box. I do make it themed, but it still just doesn't quite look right. So I'm thinking of trying out some tissue paper, especially because I don't really need many packaging materials in terms of protecting the items. One of the people who I watch online, and I've been watching her for years, she uses this crinkle paper in order to both have a little something in there and also to protect her items. But my things don't need to be protected because they are plushies for the most part. They're not gonna get ruined in transit if you shake the box too hard or whatever. So I don't really need something protective. Just something that adds a little aesthetic splash of color or something. So I'm gonna try tissue paper. Those all come in Monday. It's currently Friday. Sunday is Easter, though I know this is gonna come out later. So I know, of course, that I can't send anything out Sunday. I'm not sure about Monday. Maybe. So I'm just trying to figure out when is the earliest that I can send out these packages. I want to wait for all my packaging materials to come in, but if they're not coming until Monday, is Tuesday too late to send out an item that was ordered on a Friday? Not sure. A little debate in my mind. I've also been thinking a lot about online marketing and whether or not I should open an Etsy store just to try to get more viewers out there because they have their own marketplace. And then also I've heard good things about the TikTok shop. Should I open those? But right now I'm busy enough as it is, so maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should wait a little bit. But anyway, enough of me rambling. This is a really long opening clip. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna start working on the jellyfish for that order, and I'll see you when I have another update. Okay, oh my goodness. Hopefully you can't hear my laptop's fans going in the background. It is going through it right now. But I just finished editing last week's vlog, which I kind of forgot to do until I started this at 7:30, I think. And it's currently 11:46 p.m. That was a long edit. The vlogs take me longer to edit than the gaming videos do because I pause a lot while I'm recording vlogs. I'll like be sitting there, I'll start talking, and then I'll say, and then I just pause for a hot second as I try to get my thoughts straight. And I don't like you guys seeing that, sitting there with me while I'm thinking, though I did include some of them just because I thought it was funny or I thought that it went well with what I was saying. But a lot of the times I cut those out versus when I'm doing the video game stuff. When I'm not talking, there's something interesting going on in game. So it's less that I have to edit, especially games that aren't visual novels. Sometimes in visual novels, like I have to take a second to kind of compose myself, take a breather, whatever I need to do. Or I missay a line, and so I have to go back and re-say the entire line again in order for it to look like I'm going through it just like straight through. But other videos, I oftentimes don't say because there's game that I'm reacting to. I don't know how to explain that. Anyway, there was a lot to edit. There was originally almost 2 hours worth of footage from last week. Absolutely insane. I got it down to an hour and I forget 8 minutes or something like that, a little bit over an hour, but there was a lot. I cut out some of my talking, but only a little bit because I kept finding that I kept saying the same thing over and over again, which is fun and exciting. Love the dementia era that I was going through apparently. And a lot of that unedited time is those videos where you see me crocheting in it's literally 1,000 times speed. I'm not joking. Or I guess it's 100 because the percentage is 1,000. Math is weird. The point is those take up a lot of time because a lot of the time I'm recording those for 2 minutes. And then I'll, in editing, bring it down to like, I don't know, 10 seconds worth of that. But it was a long edit. I really wasn't expecting. I thought that I was going to do that for a little bit and then I was going to switch over to my gaming computer and I was going to record tonight. And now it's almost midnight and I'm going, I could record for like an hour maybe, but I don't know. Maybe I should just not, and I should do some other things on my list. I don't have to record tonight. It just would be nice to record tonight, but I could just leave it until tomorrow because the next video that I need to edit won't be until 2 days from now. So it's fine. I just like to be a little bit more early. But while I was editing that, I was also crocheting this jellyfish. So I have 1 or 2 more rows until I start working on slimming it down a little bit and then adding the ruffles to the end. Definitely not finishing this tonight though, and then I need to work on the bees, and then that order is done, and then the dinos are the next order. Still a lot to do, but I am hopeful that I will get it done. I'm gonna start working on that for a little bit more. I guess I'm just gonna watch some videos. I do have some informational videos that I want to get through from the other night when I was just in this planning mood. I like looking up information, researching perhaps is the word that I should say, saving videos, and then eventually working my way through all of those videos, things about social media, marketing, and how to record videos better, and just like little class sort of things. So I have a few of those. Specifically, having a small business, one of the YouTubers that I watch has a few videos where she talks about her strategies for social media and what she does for her website and all this, so I have a few of those saved that I can watch. I guess I'll start working on that, charge my camera because we're kind of low, we're at 20%, and I will see you in the morning for another update. It is crazy to me right now. I am watching somebody's vlog, and one thing about vlogs and vlogging in general is that you don't always see every single aspect of a vlogger's life, because there's things that like they don't think to show on camera because it's just background, or you know, they normally vlog in a chair in their living room, and so you never see the couch that is in their living room. You don't even know that a couch exists in their living room because all that you ever see is the chair, right? So I'm watching this vlogger right now who is kind of new to me. I've been watching her for a month, maybe. So I don't know everything about her, you know, but this is the first time that I am seeing her home, because she normally vlogs in more of like an office area. And it is wild to me, this woman's home. She does not seem like the type of person who would live in a house like this, but she made some comment about how like her basement is 120 years old. And I would assume the rest of her house is 120 years old too. And it definitely looks like that. It looks very historical, like original wallpaper, original just like things in the house from 120 years ago. And that's just wild to me. Imagine living in a house that's that old and still having a lot of the original, like I said, wallpaper, flooring, original just design of that house that isn't modernized. I love it, but also like I just can't imagine getting that opportunity, I guess. Anyway, me though, hi, I am working on this jellyfish order. I finished the body last night. I put eyes in it already. I finished the butt, which is in here. I am working on the tentacles now. I found out the other day through watching somebody else's video that there are tools to help you put in those eyes. I said in a past video that they're really annoying to put in, and excuse you. And I still stand by that. It hurts your fingers so much to put those in. And there are tools for that. So I might have to look into that. I'm also debating for my videos whether or not I want to do those clips where I'm crocheting and like I put music in the background. Because when I'm watching other people's vlogs, I don't love those moments. Those are kind of the boring moments to me. So having them in my own vlogs is kind of like, okay. And I also dislike having to look for music for those. So that would be nice as well. I think I've had this problem before as well, where I was debating whether or not I should keep them out, and I decided to keep them in or something. Because it's nice to be able to show like, look, I'm working on crocheting this, you know? But on the other hand, like I said, it's one of the most boring parts of the video to me. So I'm thinking in this vlog that I won't do that. And if I already experimented with this, sorry, I am dumb of ass. But I guess let me know how you feel about those sorts of clips, sped up crocheting and stuff like that. And whether or not you're like, no, don't cut out those clips, they're my favorite part, or, you know, whatever. I was going through the comments in this video that I'm watching right now, because I don't know, sometimes in the middle of a video, I just like to pause it and start reading comments, especially if there's like something that I want to comment on. I'm reading through the comments to see if anybody else has commented on it. I never comment on videos. I really should start doing that. But one, I'm almost always watching on my TV, and on TVs you can't comment on YouTube videos. Like, it literally won't allow you to. and 2, I just feel awkward about it. Anyway, I was reading in the comments of this video, supposedly she talks about talking a lot in videos because people are commenting about how they love listening to her blab. And I know some of you guys, and on my other channel, also enjoy listening to me just sit and ramble. So we might see how this is if I don't have those little crocheting clips. Okay, so there is a wasp on my back patio, balcony, whatever you want to call this area. And I was like, I'm gonna be an adult and I'm gonna kill this wasp because I need to go out there. So I went out there. I have a storage thing where I have the wasp spray. I opened it, there's another wasp in the storage thing. Like, I opened the door, the wasp was right there, I slammed it shut, and I ran inside. So now I don't know what to do because I need to go out there for my dogs. They need to piss, but there are 2 wasps. Okay, maybe I have wasp spray in here. Maybe I'll figure it out. Okay. It took about 20 minutes, but it is done. Let me tell you, there is nothing more terrifying than resolving to be an adult and killing a wasp. Going into the cabinet where you keep your wasp spray and finding another wasp. I went upstairs. I think I told you that. I grabbed my wasp spray from in my bedroom, which is upstairs. Came back down, I sprayed that wasp, and then the other wasp was still in the cabinet. So I like slowly inched my way forward, threw open the door, and then I'm looking like, where is it? Where is it? And it was literally right in front of my face. Like, I didn't see it because it was kind of blending in with a can of Febreze of all things. But it was like right there. So the second that I saw it, psh, and then I ran, and I had no idea where it went because last I saw it was like coming towards me, but I didn't know where exactly it went. So I slammed the door closed, and I'm just like staring outside the window like, oh my god, where is it? Looking everywhere. It's nowhere near the cabinet. I finally spotted it on the other side of the patio, doing its little like dance of death, buzzing, screaming, ah! It was a stressful 20 minutes. Oh my goodness. But that's done. Anyway, I was going to tell you after I finished taking my dogs out. By the way, the dog that mostly needed to go out, took her outside, she immediately went right back in. So she didn't even need to go out to begin with. I did all of that for nothing. But I was going to tell you that I've finished 3 legs in this color, so I'm moving on to this color. It is currently 3. It was 2:30-ish when I was going to tell you about this. So it's currently 3, and today has felt very long. I feel like I've worked on a lot, and then I actually look at it, and I'm like, okay, I made 3 legs. And there's still so much day left to go. But oh my goodness, I was not expecting to fight 2 wasps today. Okay, fun little update. It is currently 5:45 and I just finished the dark blue legs for this jellyfish, so I only have the 2 white legs left to do. I was really hoping to finish both the jellyfish and the 2 bees tonight, and I'm not sure that I'm gonna be able to get to both of the bees. I might be able to do one, I might be able to do both of them, I'm not sure, but it's not terrible if I don't do it, right? Because today's Saturday, tomorrow there's no mail. You know, my boxes and stuff come Monday. I'm still debating because I really want those boxes. Do I want to go out on Monday after the mail comes? So I would have to specifically go out to the post office to send out packages, or do I want to wait until Tuesday? I'm unsure, but basically what I'm saying is I don't have to have this finished by tonight because it can't go out tomorrow anyway because it's Sunday. but I'd really like to get a lot of stuff done tonight because I also have that other order with the 2 dinos that I need to work on. Okay, I don't know if this thought process is mania adjacent or what exactly is going on here, but I have been thinking for the past few months now about returning to streaming with my video game stuff, especially because I don't like editing videos, which is a wild thing to say as somebody who has 2 separate YouTube channels. But I don't like editing videos, and so for the gaming channel, I record for an hour, and then it takes me an hour and a half to 2 hours to edit that video. Depends on the game. And then you have to consider the time for like uploading and creating the thumbnail and everything else like that, exporting the video. It takes a rather long time to make each video. And so recently I've been having a difficult time between the crocheting. I still have, this is my last leg until I'm done with the jellyfish, by the way. Between the crocheting and the video game stuff and trying to find a good balance between those two and throughout my day, which one I should be focusing on. And so it always feels like I am putting down one to take care of the other, and then I get far enough behind in one that I should pick it up, and then I'm getting far behind in the other. And you know, it's just a constant struggle of trying to keep up. And so I don't know what it is about tonight, but I was just thinking about streaming and how I could be streaming for 3 or 4 hours, let's say, and have that entire 3 to 4 hour gaming session just like available for people, especially because for streaming, you can have a recording put up online that people can access later. That's how I watch a lot of the streams that I watch, because there's something about watching them live that I just get nervous about. And so that's 3 to 4 hours worth of content that people could be watching versus waiting 24 hours for me to work 3 hours to put out a 1 hour video. Plus, with streaming being the more popular way to do that sort of content these days, like, it just kind of makes sense to do it. So I wrote out a pros and cons list of all of my thought processes. There are a few things that I didn't write down in this because they're things that like I would need to work on. Like, for example, streamers often have assets for like if they are needing to get up and go to the bathroom or something, they have a little BRB screen that says, hey, I'll be right back, give me like 5 minutes or whatever. And so I would have to create those assets, but that's not a big deal, not something that I thought should go up on a pros and cons list. So this is just general pros and cons of each side. And honestly, there are more cons on that list, but they're nitpicky sort of cons, whereas I feel like the pros are bigger and they outweigh the cons. And just, I don't know, I've just talked myself into it. So I need to do some research into setting it up because, for example, a lot of my followers, subscribers these days are on YouTube, of course, because I've been posting the videos on YouTube, but I don't know, I've never streamed on YouTube before, so I have to look up what that process is like. And then I would also want to multi-stream to Twitch. Of course, I've never multi-streamed before. I've streamed on Twitch before, but I've never done both simultaneously. Also, a thought that I just had is some people stream on TikTok. Should I do that? Unsure. Probably not. That seems like a lot. Let's slow it down a little bit here. But, you know, also thinking about chat interactions and the ways that people can interact with you while you are streaming. I've seen people who do like a text-to-speech sort of thing, so you pay a certain amount of money and your comment gets read out loud in the stream by like a robot voice, you know, and that's always really cool. Or I've seen, especially for VTubers, they'll have like a command where the people watching them can throw items at their head, and like their little VTuber person reacts to it, you know? I couldn't do that myself because I have no interest in VTubing, you know, it would just be me. But little things similar to that where viewers can interact with this stream and have things happen on screen, I've always thought that that was a really fun and interesting thing to do, but I've never been able to do it. So if I do this and I get to that point where I can start integrating those sort of things, like, that sounds amazing. That's something that I want to have happen. So yeah, like I said, I need to do research and figure out, I need to ask, because I was just talking with my Discord members, but I need to ask like my YouTube subscribers if they're cool with that, if they want to check it out, do like a little post that says, hey, I'm trying it out. Here's the link so you can join me. But I just think that it would be easier and it would help with my time management because I don't have to worry about, you know, I have to post every day an hour-long video and each video takes me 3 hours to do. Instead, it would be, okay, well, every night, let's say, for example, though I wouldn't plan on streaming every night because I'd want to give myself like a break night, especially for Friday nights I play games with my friend. So I would want to keep that open. Or Wednesday nights recently, I have been working on things for the shop. You know, price tagging items and getting everything ready for Thursday mornings when I put it into the physical store. And so I'd want to keep that night open. Though I guess that I could show that process on stream. And I've also debated doing like crochet things on stream. I just don't know how popular that would be if people want to see something like that. But you know, like I was saying, it's a lot easier to stream for 3 hours and have 3 hours worth of content that way versus record for an hour, edit for 2, and have 1 hour worth of content that way. I mean, there are difficulties to streaming. Streaming isn't like necessarily easier than recording. Each have their pros and cons, as we can see from my list. But I just think in this scenario, the pros outweigh the cons, and I should try it out. Plus, I've been thinking about it on and off for months, so. Anyway, that's my rambling session of the night. I have one more leg to do until I am done with this jellyfish. I really wanted to finish this and get to bees tonight, but I don't think that I'm going to. I will at least finish this. Start doing some research into streaming and all of that. Try to figure out some stuff, write up a game plan, and see what all is going to happen. I was really supposed to record videos tonight, and the fact that I'm not is a little bit scary, because what if tomorrow I decide everything that I've thought of tonight is awful and I should not do this? And then I don't have things prepared for tomorrow's video. But also, I don't know. I feel like I'm making the right decision here for my content and what I can feasibly do at this point in my life, while also keeping both sides, both hobbies, both streams of income at this point. It's a whole thing. Okay, so right now I finished where is it? I finished the jellyfish. I'm not sure if I showed this to you or not, so here it is, finished. I'm currently working on a bee. I'm continuing to do that smaller smile that I did last time that I really enjoyed. So, still really enjoying it, but I wanted to record a little bit because the other day, actually, so it's been a little bit, my stepmom had gone out somewhere and she had gotten a drink, as people generally tend to do. And I was looking at her cup and I was like, do you think that's a good size for like a normal coffee at a coffee store or a coffee shop? I don't know why I keep calling them coffee stores. They're coffee shops. Anyway, do you think that's like a good size for one of those cups? And she's like, yeah. Do you want it? So after she finished drinking it, she gave me the cup. And so I figured we would try on camera to see whether or not it fits this little cup cozy thing that I made. Like I said, I'm thinking that this cup looks like one of the iced coffee cups that I get, but I'm not 100% sure. And so of course I want to try it with the actual cups that they have at the coffee shop that I am working with for these. But it's also kind of, I just now thought of this, and I'm not sure that I like that, is that there is a top and bottom to this sleeve. It's a little bit smaller at the bottom than it is at the top. Not by a lot, by like half an inch maybe. And so if you're not familiar with crochet and the way that it looks and which side is the top and the bottom, it's going to be a little bit more difficult, and I'm not sure if that's going to mess with when you have it on your cup. So I'll have to figure out something. Either I make it unlike the pattern that I use so that it's all just one size, or I put something at the top so you know that that's the top. I don't know. But cup, sleeve, black shirt, so like, you know, let's do it over here, maybe. Okay. Interesting. Intriguing. It's a little bit of a tight fit at the top. Which, I don't know, it does stretch a little bit, but I'm just kind of like, oh, okay. It's kind of tight at the top and at the bottom a little bit, but then the middle is half double crochets versus the top and the bottom are a mixture of single crochet, one line of a slip stitch just to give it like a border, and then another single crochet line. So the middle bulges almost. There's like an inch, half an inch here where it can like bulge around and kind of, and then it goes back to the more slimmer at the bottom. I'm not sure how I feel about that, just design wise, having that kind of bulge. But I'm also not 100% sure whether or not I want to fix that, whether that's something that I should focus on. It's like a design choice, an aesthetic choice, and I can't decide if I want to do the entire thing in single crochets or not. But that's a problem for future me. Anyway, it fit pretty well. I mean, it's a little bit of a squeeze, but also considering the fact that this will loosen up over time, that squeeze at the beginning is maybe good, and it helps make sure that like it's not gonna fall off. There's nothing in here, so like you know, it's a good fit for this. Now whether or not this is the same size as those cups, not sure, but that's good because I was thinking that this looked a little large. So good to know that it's not. Good to be able to see it on a cup and just get that real life reference. And I think actually having the top slightly bigger than the bottom is a good idea. I just gotta figure out design choice, whether or not I like this part bubbling out a little bit. I don't hate it. I don't think I recorded anything at all yesterday. So hi, it's currently Monday, 4:39, and I finished the 2 bees that I needed for that order, so very good. I have started working on this dino for the next order. I'm probably about halfway through, I'd say, because I gotta finish the butt. And then I need 2 legs, 2 arms, and the tail, so we'll say about halfway. And again, these are so fun to do. I was watching YouTube. I paused to like start doing, I think it was the stripes, because oftentimes when I'm crocheting and it's something that I need to focus a little bit more on, I'll pause my video until I'm done. And then when I get back to a part of the pattern that doesn't need as much focus, I'll put the video back on. So I had paused the video at one point during this. And then just like an hour later, I was like, oh, I never put the video back on. So that's fun. They're just so enjoyable to make. So been doing that, but more importantly, I have packages over here. So I thought that we'd open them together. Of course, I've got this package. This is the same package that the mystery boxes often come in, so I'm pretty sure it's just the mystery boxes. Let's check and see. Yes. Just more mystery boxes. I think this is my 3rd or 4th order of these, so at this point I need a subscribe and save discount or something. And then we have a big box as well. I'm not really used to opening boxes on camera, so I'm always like, ooh, I need to remember to hide my address and all these other things. But one thing that I will say, this box is really cute because it has on the side here, I don't know if you could even see that, you can. Without you, I'm empty inside. I don't know why I find that so cute, but I was like, oh my gosh, I need a pair of scissors. And of course they're not in the cup with all of my pens and things. Where are my scissors? Oh, I found them. They were on the edge of my bed, of course. The tape for this box was a little bit, like, okay, not a little bit, it was a lot of it undone on one side. And I love when that happens to me because I can only imagine somebody working at, what is the word I'm trying to think of? The post office, there we go. Being like, ooh, what's this big package? Do I want to steal it? Opening it up a little bit to like kind of peer inside, seeing what I order and going, oh, I don't want that actually. Okay. This is my first time ordering these, and that's interesting. Paper. More paper. I ordered boxes, those 9x6 boxes that I was telling you about, and it came in a box. Nice that it has instructions on the outside, but like, they're boxes? Normally when I order boxes, they don't even come inside a big box like this. They come just like kind of wrapped with kind of like a zip tie, but it's not a zip tie, but like it's got that same material, you know, wrapped around it, once around the like width of it and once around the height of it, you know, and just that's it. Like the packaging is the boxes all together. They're not in a box or anything. So getting a big box and then another box inside with boxes in them is kind of weird, but okay. And then as well, last item in here is the tissue paper that I was telling you about, just to make my boxes look a little bit nicer. Color-wise, it's pretty good. When I was at Ace recently, because I had bought paint at Lowe's, and then I needed just a little bit more paint, so I had to run to Ace because that was the closest place nearby that had paint. And I was like, can you please color match this for me? Because I know you guys don't sell this specific paint, but I need it. And they're like, yeah, absolutely. Anyway, the guy who was mixing the paint for me was like, ooh, this is a really nice icy blue. I love it so much. And so that's all that I think about now when I see this color blue, is like, it's an icy blue. I would just call it light blue. But anyway, yes, that is all that I ordered. So excited to get these boxes, the boxes that came in a box, so I can pack up that order. I think it's all done. I'll double check with the order itself, but I'm pretty sure I just have to do a mystery box and then it's all done. I can use this. I'll try out some of this. I'm really excited. Let's go start that. At least open this up, fold up a box and see how it looks like. I'll do that off camera because you don't need to see that. I'm excited. All right, so remember at the beginning of this video where I was talking to you about how there was a bunch of stuff at the end that I wanted to do a voiceover for and I never ended up doing it? Hi, it's the voiceover portion of this video. So I was doing a lot of order packing for the orders that you had seen throughout this video of me crocheting them. Just giving a little look into my order packing process and how it goes. First off, gotta pick out a box. I have 3 different box sizes. Sometimes I will make up one box, you know, fold it into place, and then decide, I actually don't like that box. You know, it's too big, or it's too small, or it's just not the box that I want to use, and so I put it to the side and I try the next size box, and it's a process. And then this was the time when I had just gotten my tissue paper, and I was very excited to try and figure out how exactly I was going to use it. I had a couple of different methods that I was doing. The first one was putting the tissue paper on top, but I didn't like how wobbly it was. It wasn't working out the way that I thought it would. And so for this first package, I put it on the bottom, and it's not terrible, but it's also just not what I wanted it to be. I didn't want it to be like a liner for the box. I wanted it to be over top, so it's kind of like a surprise, the items that you ordered, and you would already know that they're here. Anyway, so I played around with it for a little while, ended up deciding on this first box of putting it at the bottom, though eventually I did figure it out a little bit better and I start putting it on the top. Okay, oh my goodness, I think it's been a couple of days since I last updated this vlog. I have been working hard, and I am finding that if I don't do those B-roll sections, those things where I'm like working and in the background you have music playing, that I don't tend to record as much because I'm not thinking about like, oh, I need to record another clip of me working on this. So that's an interesting dilemma that I wasn't expecting, but give you a little bit of an update. I am working on the dinos for my friend. The last thing that I recorded was me packing the boxes, or packing the box for the last order, so you wouldn't have seen any of this, my goodness. Anyway, I packed up that order, it's all out and ready to go. Then I started working on the dinos. This first one is pink and red. I really like this one actually. It's very Valentine's Day themed. That's not what it's originally supposed to be, I don't think, because it's April right now. But Valentine's Day themed. I think it's really cute. And then the second one for this order is a purple and blue, and I really like this one as well. It's giving blueberry yogurt, and I really like that, so I'm working on the limbs for this one. This one has all of its limbs already made. I just have to sew them on, but I haven't done that yet because I'm waiting to do this one first. And I have an arm of that one. I need another arm, I need 2 legs, and I need the tail, and then I am done. Hoping to have that finished by tonight so that it can go out tomorrow. We will see. Another fun update for you is that last night was my first night that I went back to streaming instead of recording, and it went fairly well. It wasn't like the most amazing stream of all time, but it wasn't awful. There were some technical difficulties that was just me setting up, trying to figure out. My dog is sleeping if you hear her barking in her sleep in the background. But those are more like one-off things that I will learn as I go. I was having some difficulty with lag, apparently, from what I found out. If you are streaming and also you have a Bluetooth controller, the like Wi-Fi from the streaming will interfere with the connection of your Bluetooth. I don't know. I always use that controller and I've never had any problems, but last night I was having problems with lag. So I'm thinking it's because I was streaming, because that's the only thing that I've done different. But I have somewhat of a game plan. I have an idea of a game plan that I can try to fix that. And I think largely because of that lag, I was having a lot of difficulty in playing the game and dying a lot, but it's also a difficult area. And the people who were watching seemed to have a lot of fun. At the end, they thanked me for streaming, and we were like, oh, I can't wait for your next one, you know? So they seem to have enjoyed themselves. So I think it was pretty successful. I won't be streaming tonight, though, because tomorrow I need to restock the store, which I don't know what I'm restocking, because I have been working this week solely on online orders. So I don't have product to go into the store. But maybe tonight I'll work on something small that I can do a lot of and see. I think those eagles that I made last time, that singular eagle that sold out within the first hour, that seemed to be something quick and simple, so we'll see if I can make multiples of those. I also need to restock the plants, but they're like half gone, so it's fine. I feel like I have so much to do. I'm still working on this, then I need to figure all that out. I'm not going to be streaming tonight because I'm going to be working on these things, but I will tomorrow night. I think that's all that I needed to say. So I'm going to continue working on these dinosaurs, get the last of the limbs together, then sew them up. Oh, I also have somebody messaged me on Facebook about a custom order that they wanted. And so I might have to work with that. It's for a birthday, so there's like a very specific time frame that I need it to be done by. So that is somewhat scary. But I should text that one person that I was talking about a few vlogs ago who crochets and ask her if she wants to help me out with some of this. Because as much as I'd like to say that I make all of this like by myself and Kit makes it, I'm having difficulties keeping up with orders. Keeping up with a physical store versus keeping up with things that are coming online. Everything is handmade, and crochet is not exactly the fastest thing. It's not like I'm just gonna say a random hobby, and this isn't outing anybody who does this hobby, but just to give a comparison. Let's say that you make something out of clay, like earrings, for example. You make like clay earrings. You have the clay, and you can make multiples of them at the same time. You know, cut them all out of the clay itself. You fire them all at the same time in your kiln or whatever you have. I don't know too much about making things out of clay. But you know, you can do multiple things, versus in crochet, it's a lot slower. And I just can't, I'm having a difficult time keeping up with everything this week in particular. And I should message her and ask if she'd like to help me out. I'm sure she would. I feel bad needing to ask for help. Another fun and exciting thing that I can update you on, I just scared my dog. She's just like trying to fall asleep, licking her, I don't know, elbow, I guess, a little bit. I started talking and she whips her head up like, what? I am so sorry. She went back to doing what she does best. Another fun thing that I can update you about is that I got this watch. Fun, interesting. It's my grandma's old one, which is a really funny thing to say because you don't often expect old people to have technology that a younger person does not have, you know? So like, I've never had a watch before, a smartwatch before, but my grandma had, and she had gotten a new one. I don't fully know the reason why. I guess she just felt like she needed a new one. She said that there was something wrong with this one, but I haven't found anything wrong so far, so I don't know. But anyway, she got a new one, and I was talking about how I kind of want to get a smartwatch, but I don't want to spend the money on one and then end up not liking it. So we decided I was going to try this one out to see. It's a little bit, I keep readjusting it on my wrist because it's a little bit loose. I could probably go down one size. And it's going pretty well so far. I mean, it works. I haven't used it too much because it's just mainly for when I get messages. I can look at it and see, but I was telling my mom about it because I was looking at different Samsung watches. Since I have a Samsung phone, it makes sense to get a Samsung watch. And I was telling her that there was one that's like $200, but a lot of people say not to get that one because the battery life is bad, and they really recommend this other one that's normally $300, but for some reason you can get a discount to make it like $250. It was weird on the website because there's like the trade-in, which understandable, but then there was also like a just get $50 off. For what reason? I don't know. So it's $250 for the nice watch that people recommend, which isn't really all that much different. So okay, I could probably go ahead and do that. And my mom's like, oh wow, that's a lot cheaper than the Apple Watches. How much is an Apple Watch then? I mean, I know that you're paying for like the brand, ooh, Apple, and that's one reason why I don't like using Apple products, is they're always so much more expensive, other than the fact that I don't really like their OS design and how everything is not as customizable. You know, you're like put into, it's going to look like this whether you like it or not. But I was already thinking that $250 for a watch was kind of expensive, so how much is an Apple Watch that you're like, oh wow, that's really cheap? So yeah, I've been trying it out, seeing how it goes, and it's gone well so far. So this might be a new thing that I just have, a little cute little watch. I was also trying to figure out, because I don't really care about fitness, stuff like that. I don't need to know what my heart rate is or how many steps I've done in a day or whatever. So I was trying to look for watches that don't do any fitness at all. Like, I do not care. And apparently they just don't make those because I could not find any. So that's fun. These are officially going to be known forever now as the Yogurt Twins, because this one reminds me of blueberry yogurt so much. Therefore, this one has to be strawberry yogurt. Do you see my vision? But they're finished. I'm so happy. I'm gonna go pack them up in a little bit. I need to feed my dogs first. And then I can get this all sent out and good to go. Have I crocheted anything else? No. I finished sewing all the stuff for this. I took a little break on my phone, and now we're here. I'm debating, because last night when I streamed, I think I told you about this before, I don't know, but I had a little technical issue, and then also I kept forgetting to put down the little moments for the clips that I wanted to put for TikTok. So I needed to edit that 3.5 hour long stream. And not really a lot of editing. Mostly I need to set it up so that the volume is correct in the recording, but that's just throw it into the system and export it out. It's not really that big of a deal. The biggest thing is I need to watch the video over and then clip the good moments. And that's going to take the longest, because that's going to take about 3.5 hours to watch. I'm debating doing that now. Here's what I could do. Okay, because I was just thinking, because I need to put the video up so the other people can see as a VOD, a recording of the thing. So what I could do is edit it, which is really just throw it into the program and export it back out. And then after that, I could go and get the clips. It's just going to be a lot of work, and it's kind of annoying, but okay, I should probably buy that Stream Deck, not to be confused with a Steam Deck. I have one of those, a Stream Deck. And then I also found out, one of my problems last night, I think I told you this, but in case I didn't, hi, I'm back again. My controller had a lot of lag, I think because I was streaming. Listen, we're just going with basic information. I think because I was streaming. And so I was looking up, I could plug it into my monitor and have the monitor plugged into my PC, because my monitor has 2 USB things, so that should work to help reduce lag. I wouldn't really know unless I was streaming, in which case people have to watch me live, so there's not really a test that I can do for that. But I'm thinking that will work. Anyway, the cord that I need in order to put power into my monitor to power those USB ports is the same cord that I've been needing to buy. It's $10 for 2 for my capture card, in order to split it so I can see and hear the audio and also have it in OBS. It's a cord that I've needed for the past few years, and I haven't bought because I'm I don't really need it. It's $10. I don't need to really pay. But now I'm maybe I should get it. So I might order a Stream Deck and those cords tonight. I won't have them in time for my next stream, but maybe the one after that. Or maybe the one after that, I'm not sure. But I think I might as well just go for it, because I even talked to my mom about this. I was telling her the whole thing, and I was do you think that I should buy it? And she's 100%. You should get it. So I should just go ahead and get it. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna feed my dogs. I'm gonna package up this order. And then I guess I'm gonna sit there and edit that video / watch it. It's gonna be a whole thing though. Okay, and then I don't know how much more time I have left to talk, but I do want to talk about these dinosaur orders because it was super exciting. Like I said, I just really enjoy making these dinosaurs. There's something so fun about them, and being able to see a finished product in which you get your own custom dinosaur colors. I think it's so much fun. Definitely was super excited to have all of these dinosaurs that I was able to make this week. And then comes writing the little thank you card. I always write the name of whoever ordered the box as, a thank you. And then just a little quick, simple, thanks for ordering from my store. I hope you enjoy your items. Sign it. I stick it to the box with some matching washi tape, which is always really fun to be able to choose which design I want to go with. I didn't end this vlog last night. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I was editing that video. I did like a quick edit where I just put the audio that was missing in the correct spot because it was just on a different track. Then I uploaded it, and then I started watching it back to get the good parts, which I'll figure out something for clipping later that's like better, because I'm not gonna watch through every single stream. I probably should, just to be nice, you know, make sure that everything's going well. But then I went really late at night and I cut out like the shape of a coffee cup so that I could put it as an insert for that coffee sleeve. I just came back from the market, so I don't have that to show you, but I gave it to the coffee shop person that I was looking to put it in to work with as a little sample and just be like, here's the thing. And then I also got a chai latte. Their chai lattes are really good. I'm normally like a vanilla latte kind of person, but I'm like, damn, these chai lattes are good. Also, while I was at my store, I picked up my basket that had my bunnies in it. So I have 3 bunnies left over from Easter. Nice. And then also at the coffee store, I got a couple more cups, just like general cups, in order to check the sizes. I was originally just going to get these clear iced coffee cups. So this is a large, I'm drinking a medium, and then my mom got a small, right? So that we'd have one of every single size. But while we were talking, my mom was like, do you think that you should get hot cups too, so that you're 100% sure that it's going to fit all cup sizes? And the guy who was like checking us out, getting us the cups, was like, I'm gonna include those anyway, just in case. So I also got 3 hot cups of all of the sizes. Each one has the size on the bottom, he said, so we're good there. Yeah. This one, it says 20, and then this one is 16, and this one is 12. This one doesn't have it on the bottom. Just kidding, but I know it's the 12. So, that is fun and exciting, but I need to end this vlog here because I was supposed to end it last night. Today I'm going to be working on crocheting the balloon dog for that order, and then the 3 sparrows that I need to do. And then start working on doing more inventory for the store because I didn't have any to put in today. I just needed to talk to the coffee shop people, so I went over there anyway. But anyway, I need to end this video here, get it up so you guys can see it. So, thank you for watching this vlog, as chaotic as it was. I hope that you enjoyed it. I'll also look and see whether or not I enjoy not doing the B-roll crochet sections with music, or what exactly, if it makes it seem a little bit too boring. Also let me know in the comments how you feel, because if you prefer one over the other, then I'll do it that way. And I will see you in next week's video for whatever chaotic happenings happen next week. Hopefully it's like a more chill week, because this week felt a lot all at once with the store and the online orders and everything, but hopefully we have a more chill week this week.